In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to set up the rack when you want to squat. Now, depending on the rack at your gym, if you've just got 2 posts, you'll only be able to put the hooks on this side and you'll have to face this way. However, if you have a cage, like this, like the one we have at Profound Fitness, now you've got 4 posts here and you can select whether or not you set the hooks on this side or this side. So it's very common with positioning squat racks in gyms that you'll have a clear space on one side of the rack and the other side will be close to a wall, and often that wall will have a mirror on it. Now, when we squat, either the high bar, low bar, or the front squat, there is always an agreed upon focus point that the eyes want to look at. In the example of the low bar squat, we're actually looking down at the ground and we maintain that focus point throughout the lift. What this means is that anything else, in the case of a mirror side facing, that's going on in the background, but if you've got a lot of people moving around in the background, that will want to pull the focus of the eyes across to that movement, and you'll find yourself wanting to follow people moving around, which is obviously a distraction to the lift, and it's getting the neck to move when you may not want it to. So for that reason, if you have a situation like that, what you can do is just turn face outwards, pick a focus point on the ground, okay, and squat facing that direction. That's option 1. Option 2, if you're having a problem still holding your focus point, is to take a small object. I've got a fractional plate here that we use for micro loading. Just place this object or anything that is light colored on the ground or where you want to put your focus point, and just lock your vision onto that as a target when you're squatting. All right, and the last option I'll show you now is merely to take an object like an exercise mat and either hang it over the rack or hang it in front of the mirror to blind the mirror so that the distraction of that reflection is no longer there. The next thing we need to do is determine how high to set these hooks so that the bar can be in the correct start position for racking and unracking during your squat sets. Here's what I want you to do. Find the crease of your armpit on both sides here and imagine that there is a horizontal line running from one all the way across your body to the other. Then, at the base of your throat, in between these 2 bones here, imagine a point here, and from the crease, draw a line straight up to there. And then what you'll have is a kind of triangle on your chest. In the center of that triangle, that's about where we want to position the height of the hooks so that the bar can sit. Now, good racks like Rogue or Primal, like we have here at Profound Fitness, have ensured that they've drilled plenty of holes to give you the spacing that you need to make that adjustment. However, not all racks are drilled the same, and you will encounter racks where the spacing on these holes can be quite wide apart. And then you might be faced with a situation where when you position the barbell, it is either high in this position here, closer to the top of the triangle, or lower down, closer to the base of the triangle between the crease of the armpits. Now, if you are in this situation, I recommend that you select to put the bar closer to the lower position, to the lower part of the triangle. This simply means that the bar will start a little bit lower and you'll have to duck under it a little bit more before you unrack it. However, when you go to rack the bar, you know that when you contact the uprights, the hooks must be underneath you so you can then securely lower it down. In the position where if you took the higher one, where it's closer to the top here, the base of the throat, it's possible that if you misgroove the re-racking of the bar, you could either clip the outside of the hook or accidentally go underneath it. So in that situation, just divert to taking the bottom position if you cannot get straight into the middle of the triangle there. Now that we've set the height of the hooks, it's time to position the safeties. The job of the safeties is to receive the bar should you ever have a situation where you failed a rep and needed to put it down. Now, the setting of the safety arms is very straightforward. Simply unrack the bar in your squat stance and then squat down to depth. When you reach depth, pause for a second and then look at the holes on the uprights of the rack. If they're numbered, you may be able to easily visually gauge approximately the number that you would set the safety to. Once you've done this, stand back up, rack the bar, put the safeties in to the number that you think it is, and then simply take the bar out again, squat down to depth, pause. If you contact the safeties on the way down, they're too high up, lower them down 1 or 2 notches on the rack. And if you do not contact them, the safeties may be in the correct point. You should have between the bar and the safety at least about 1 fist width distance before they would hit the safeties. They don't need to be excessively low, because if you did have a problem on the squat, you don't want to have to travel a long distance to set the bar down. And the very last job to do is to open up your smartphone and open whatever app you use to take notes and dial into that app the number you're using for your hooks and your safeties, so that the next time you come back in for your session, you can just plug those in immediately and get into your lifts. All right, I hope you found this video really useful. If you have, please give it a like or a thumbs up, and don't hesitate to share it with other people that you think may find this information useful. If you'd like more information on online coaching or coming for in-person sessions with me, you can find me through my website, strengthrevolution.org.